Alright, what's good, y'all? Yeah, I know. I slacked off a little bit. I did not do week three predictions, which I'm sorry. I will be up on my stuff. But I had I went to an event just this past weekend on Sunday because the WWE came in to town, and I had to get my fanboy stuff out. But here we are. Week three ended. It's about like Tuesday night, and here we go. First off, we have the San Francisco 49ers who took on the New York Giants. The Niners beat the Giants 30-10. These New York Giants, man, injuries or not, bro, they are terrible. In all honesty, yeah, they kept it close, like a respectable for a little bit until the 49ers pulled away. This is the 49ers' third game with 30 or more points. Literally, all they've been scoring is 30. You had Brock Purdy with 310 yards, his career high in the regular season, with two touchdowns and two touchdowns to Debo Samuel and Ronnie Bell. And Christian McCaffrey also extended his he extended his streak with having 12 touchdowns since pretty much like having a full game with the 49ers, because the Kansas City Chief game really don't count from last year. And the 49ers have not lost a regular season game since that, which was like maybe the third week of October. Uh this game, everything it showed me is that the 49ers are starting to click on all cylinders. Brock Purdy, he did start off a little bit slow, but he found a way to bounce back, and that's exactly what he did. Daniel Jones, he went 22 of 32, 137 yards, and an interception. Yeah, that man, he could not get anything done. I mean, they got that one good touchdown, like early in the third quarter, but then that was pretty much it. They didn't really do much. Uh, let's see. Debo Samuel, 129 yards. George Kittle has 7 receptions for 90 yards. So people who had him in fantasy, y'all should be happy. Christian McCaffrey, he had 5 receptions for 34 yards. Jawan Jennings, he caught some balls. Pause. Then Ronnie Bell, he ended up getting that touchdown. Meanwhile, for the Giants, Matt Breida was their leading rusher for 17 yards. The 49ers defense definitely weren't letting them, run the ball. The reason why they couldn't run the ball as much is because the moment the 49ers started adding on to that scoreboard, there's only so much you can do in that run game. So, it's always like pass, 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 but that obviously didn't work to no avail. And the San Francisco 49ers got the dub against the New York Giants. Then after that, we had the Detroit Lions beat the Atlanta Falcons 20-6. The Lions defense did not let Bijan Robinson tear them up like how he was doing the first 2 weeks between the Packers last week, and I can't remember who they faced in week 1, but yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head who they played week 1, but yeah, he wasn't tearing nobody up today, or not today, on Sunday. He only had 10 carries for 33 yards. Then you had Kyle Pitts, 5 receptions for 41 yards. When will that man ever really do something? Kyle Pitts, I don't know about you, my boy. Desmond Ridder, he went 21 for 38, 201 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. It was just a piss poor meh game, to say the least. Jared Goff, on the other hand, he went 22 of 33, 243 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 carries, 80 yards. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 receptions for 102 yards. This game right here, yeah, it was just pretty much about Bijan Robinson not doing what he did the first couple of weeks. And the Lions, they just pretty much handled business. The offense was clicking. The defense was definitely clicking, holding an opponent to 6 points. I think that's the first time, like, in my life that I can really remember the Lions holding somebody to single digits. Yeah, that's the first time in my life. Then we got the Los Angeles Chargers, who went into Minnesota and beat the Minnesota Vikings. This game was pretty much a shootout. Both teams were definitely trying to give this game away. Both teams are severely flawed. In all honesty, I don't think these teams are going to make the playoffs. I feel like I think maybe around mid-season, depending on how the Chargers' record is, if they're 3 games below 500 by, say, week 10, I feel like Brandon Staley will get fired. Because that man, he went for it on 4th down on their own side of their, like, I think on, like, their own 20 or 30, and gave the Minnesota Vikings life towards the end of the game, which makes absolutely no sense. And speaking of a loss, like a significant loss for the Chargers, they just lost Mike Williams for the year after tearing his ACL. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, that, honestly, Mike Williams, he didn't deserve that, especially all the stuff he had to put up with last year when Keenan Allen was injured for a little bit. That man was backpacking. But when it comes to stats, Justin Herbert, 40 for 47, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. That boy was balling. Joshua Kelly, like I said, this man should never touch an NFL field again. This man had 11 carries for 12 yards, bro. 11 carries for 12 yards. Then you had Keenan Allen going off for 18 receptions and 215 yards. That's the second 200-yard receiving game of the season. Which 200 yards, like, them boys cooking out there. Then you got Kirk Cousins, who has been cooking every single game. But it's like no matter what he does, his team just can't find a way to win. He went 32 of 50, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Alexander Mattison had a bounce-back game from what he did in Philly, 20 carries for about 93 yards, so that's okay. Then Justin Jefferson had 7 receptions for 149 yards and a touchdown. Okay, sorry about that. I had to boot the dog out. Then you have the New Orleans Saints, who went into Green Bay. They were playing good all game until that 4th quarter. These boys went into the 4th quarter with a 17-point lead. They were up 17-0. And they only got them 17 points in the first half. Just about every play they had outside of the final one, they all went 3 and out. Jordan Love and the Packers could not get anything going at all. Then, as soon as Derek Carr gets hurt, which was like a shoulder injury, it's like the offense just died. They couldn't really do much. It's like the offense just died. Then Jordan Love just started marching down the field. Like, at first, you thought he was going to score points at the beginning of the 4th quarter, but he ended up failing on a 4th down, trying to get the ball to Romeo Doubs. Then, as soon as, like, a couple of plays later, you got Jordan Love juking Demario Davis to get that first Green Bay touchdown. Then you also got Jordan Love throwing a dot to one of his teammates in the end zone to get that 2-point conversion. And at first I wonder, like, why are you going for a 2-point conversion when barely anything has went right with them? But hey, I mean, they got it. So, I mean, it is what it is. Then you also had Jordan Love throwing the game winner to Romeo Doubs. Well, pretty much the game winner, game-winning touchdown. Then that extra point put them up 18. Then the Saints, they started driving down the field. And they got into field goal range, and their kicker just missed. They whiffed it. Y'all had a 17-point lead in the 4th quarter and gave up 18 points in the 4th. Like, the Packers, they literally did not score in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. But All it took was the fourth quarter. That's why they say the game is all about 4 quarters. The Saints, they was feeling themselves, but they much to feel, but an L. It's like, how do y'all do that? Then you have one of these surprises. You had one of these surprises of the week. You had the Houston Texans demolish the Jacksonville Jaguars 37-17. CJ Stroud is definitely looking like the best rookie quarterback in the class so far. If only Anthony Richardson would stop putting himself in harm's way and just stay healthy. That's all I gotta say about Richardson. But you got CJ Stroud going 20 of 30 for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. Solid game for that boy. You had Devin Singletary, 9 carries for 41 yards. You had Tank Dell, 5 receptions for 145 yards and a touchdown. And I don't know what it is with the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's just like, their team is weird. Like, you come out week 1, beat the Colts, cool. You come out week 2, lose to the Chiefs. I mean, that was a tough game, but like, y'all couldn't execute in the red zone. And now y'all like 0-2 at home now this season. It's not good. And especially because the way they're playing is kind of concerning right now. Then, like, because they won the division last year, now they're gonna have to go against all these first place teams. So only time will tell how they'll be able to hold up. But Trevor Lawrence, 27 of 40, 279 yards, a touchdown and an interception. I mean, it's pretty much stat pattern, but like, my boy, you really put up 17 points against the Texans. And the Texans' main highlight was Andrew Beck going 90 yards on a kick return for a touchdown. Y'all let a fullback, his main priority is to block, then catch his occasional passes. But to block, y'all gave up a 90. See, look, I don't know. Just Jacksonville, y'all got to get it together. Y'all really got to get it together, because this is just crazy. And you want to talk about crazy? The craziest thing that I saw, but I didn't watch it in real time. But I just saw it on Instagram. It was just like blowing up. The Miami Dolphins dropped 70 on the Denver Broncos' head. On their head top. 70-20. You got beat by 50 points. You know, Sean Payton was talking real reckless about Nathaniel Hackett during the offseason, mainly in July. Talking about one of the worst coaching gigs like ever, yada yada yada. At least he was like 2-1 at one point. He was 2-1 at one point. Sean Payton, my boy, through 3 weeks you are 0-3. 0-3. First, y'all lose to Garoppolo and the Raiders. Second, y'all were up 21-3 and lose to the Commanders 35-33. And now y'all get beat by 50? Y'all need to apologize to my boy Seth, because I don't know how long Seth can take it. Y'all need to apologize to Seth. I'm telling y'all, this man has been with y'all through thick and thin, and y'all want to give him a 50-point loss? And the Miami Dolphins are the first team in the NFL to score 5 rushing touchdowns and 5 passing touchdowns in the same game. This is crazy. You got Tua Tagovailoa, 23 for 26 yards, 23 for 26, 309 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then you got Devon Achane. I'm sorry, I'm butchering his name. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but 18 carries for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. I watched that game on YouTube, and mad Broncos defenders were missing tackles left and right. Then you got Tyreek Hill getting 9 receptions, 175 yards. My fault, 157 yards and a touchdown. And he out here partying with people in the stands, bruh. Partying with people in the stands. I mean, then Russell Wilson, his is like pretty much stat pattern. 23 of 38, 306 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. The Broncos defense, like, how do y'all go? It's like overnight, y'all defense fell off a cliff. Y'all were one of the top defenses last year, and now y'all, like, giving up the most points in the league through 3 weeks? How do y'all do that? How do y'all do that? Giving up 70. 70. Never in my life have I ever seen somebody put up 70 on a defense. You would have thought this was like a Big Ten or Pac-12 game. That's crazy. I only see this stuff in college football. My goodness. Then you got the Cleveland Browns, who pretty much handled their business with the Tennessee Titans. The Browns defense is phenomenal. One of the best defenses in the league. They only gave up 20 yards to Derrick Henry. You know how difficult it is to have Derrick Henry only go for 20 yards? Because on a nightly basis, that man stay going off. Nightly, daily, don't matter. But like I said during the week 2 recap, Derrick Henry seems to be falling off a cliff. It might be age, or it might be the offensive line, because, you know, you need a good O-line to produce. But what this man did not accomplish is wild in my eyes, because I always see this man at least go maybe 80 to 100. Then you got Ryan Tannehill, 13 to 25, 104 yards. DeAndre Hopkins was their leading receiver, 3 receptions for 48 yards. Then you got Deshaun Watson, 27 to 33, 289 yards, 2 touchdowns. That man was cooking. Especially the Browns defense, they were cooking. Amari Cooper was definitely cooking. 7 receptions for 116 yards and a touchdown. Cleveland, they bout that action. They defense bout that action. They offense is still a little iffy, but they defense is about that action. Then you got the Buffalo Bills, who completely embarrassed the Washington Commanders. Ever since the Bills lost that game to the Jets on Monday Night Football, they have been on a mission. Last week, smacking the Raiders. This week, demolishing the Commanders, 37-3. And them 3 points were pity points. You had Josh Allen, 20 for 32, 218 yards, a touchdown, and interception. He had a so-so game, but I mean, it didn't really matter. You had Sam Howell, 19 of 29, 170 yards, 4 interceptions. That Buffalo defense destroyed him. Sam Howell, 4 interceptions, and he got sacked 9 times, 7 or 9 times, one of the two. It was just, hold on, let me see, to make sure. 9 times he got sacked. That is crazy. In one game, that is crazy. See, they got to get that O-line together. Because I'm telling you, bro, one of these quarterbacks is going to get sacked too much. They're going to be the next Andrew Luck, if they're good. But definitely the next Andrew Luck. Colts fans know how that is. Then, speaking of the Indianapolis Colts, they went into Baltimore and walked out victors. They beat the Ravens 22-19, in which was a game I didn't see coming. And the Ravens, them injuries catching up to them. It's only a matter of time before, it ends up like the past couple of years. Where I'm not wishing any injuries upon nobody, but just like what happened to Lamar Jackson last year. You don't want to see these injuries happen, but I don't know. It's like it's almost like they're a cursed franchise. Ever since getting that number 1 seed back in 2019, it's just been an uphill battle to climb for the Ravens. But you had Gardner Minshew, 27 of 44, 227 yards, a touchdown, and giving the Ravens a safety. And that boy was like Jimmy Garoppolo last year against the Broncos. Then you had Lamar Jackson, 22 of 31, 202 yards passing. But Lamar carried the ball 14 times for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. See, it's like every time I kind of get a little happy about the Ravens passing game, it lets me down. But I always know they rushing game going to produce. But it's like, come on, man. Like, then you had Justin Tucker miss a 61-yard field goal. I mean, people were shocked, but I mean, like, come on. It's like every now and then. I give Justin Tucker a 50-50 when it's like 60-something yards because that's pretty long. Pause. So, yeah, that's... The Colts just walked in and handled their business. And one of the most boring games, it was pretty much a defensive slugfest. It was wet. You got the Patriots beating the Jets 15-10. Zach Wilson, my boy. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. 18 of 36, 157 yards. This man is, honestly, the 2021 quarterback draft class is cooked. Outside of Trevor Lawrence, because he made it to the playoffs and he's still decent. But y'all are just cooked. Mac Jones, he went 15 of 29, 201 yards and a touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott led the team in rushing for 80 yards, but this was just straight up defense, on and on. The Jets had that one good touchdown drive. Then pretty much that was it. Yeah. Y'all definitely have some of the worst luck. Then we have the Seattle Seahawks taking on, or who they took on, the Carolina Panthers. Beat them 37-27. Seahawks fans, bruh, when y'all beat a real team, please come talk to me. The Carolina Panthers ain't nothing. The Detroit Lions, they like about to be a first round exit because I got them winning the NFC North, but they're not beating whoever they face. It may change depending on whoever they match up with and how well things went between those two teams, but still, y'all are frauds to me. Y'all not gonna beat the 49ers when time comes. I mean, yeah, y'all beat the Panthers 37-27. Okay, y'all gave up 27 points to the Carolina Panthers. Geno Smith, 23 of 36, 296 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Kenneth Walker, 18 carries, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. DK, 6 receptions, 112 yards. Then you had Adam Thielen, 11 receptions, 145 yards and a touchdown. Y'all almost let this man, Andy Dalton, go for 400 yards. 34-58, 361 yards and 2 touchdowns. What happened to this Legion of Boom 2.0? Look like Legion of Flop. Like, come on now. Then you have the Kansas City Chiefs completely embarrassing the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are who we thought they were. I mean, y'all just need Jesus. Y'all need Jesus. This man, Justin Fields, 11 of 22, 99 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. But Patrick Mahomes and them boys, on the other hand, they finally put up more than 20 points. 24 of 33, 272 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce got his little touchdown for Taylor Swift. Everybody just been talking about Kelce and Swift. Honestly, I don't care, bro. We don't care. It's about football, not no singer. Then, oh yeah, NT Reggie NT Reginald, this for you, my boy. You got the Arizona Cardinals beating the Dallas Cowboys 28-16. All that stuff you was talking, Reggie. All that stuff you was talking, Reggie. Reggie, there's no way y'all lost to the Arizona Cardinals, and you was getting on my head about us being tied 3-3 with the Giants at one point. There's no way, Reggie. Y'all lost to the Cardinals. Josh Dobbs and the Cardinals. That is crazy. This is beyond me. Like, I'm supposed to be talking about football right here. But you, Reggie, nah, that is crazy. That is crazy. Never talk about the 49ers again in your life, my boy. Please never talk about the 49ers again in your life. Oh my goodness, Reggie. You got Dakota Prescott throwing 25 of 40, 249 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. You got Joshua Dobbs, 17 of 21, 189 yards, and a touchdown. Y'all was getting ran through the mud. I didn't expect y'all to fall off a cliff like the Broncos a little bit to a certain extent. As soon as Trayvon Diggs went down, I mean, y'all still got Micah Parsons. Y'all still got Stephon Gilmore, and y'all letting them boys run all over y'all defense? Come on, man. Come on, man. Do better, my boy. Just do better. Then you got the Raiders taking on the Steelers. The Las Vegas Raiders, I hope y'all enjoyed Jimmy Garoppolo. Them 3 picks that man was throwing, my goodness. I hope y'all enjoyed Jimmy G. I know I said, yeah, he was my boy and all. The only reason why I say that is because Garoppolo took us to the Super Bowl. He should have finished the job, but he didn't. He threw for 324 yards on 28 of 44. 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Devontae Adams went off for 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. That Steelers defense, it was just like they was getting donations and gifts from Garoppolo. The Steelers offense, much to be desired, but they play cool. Then you got the Eagles beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Still, the Eagles are frauds to me. They are still frauds to me. Eventually, once they play a real team, and honestly, I'm not going to lie, I think the Rams might upset them come week 5. I'm just saying. But I know the Rams ain't a real team, but they're sneaky. The Rams are sneaky. But still, the Eagles are frauds. They beat the Buccaneers 25-11. Jalen Hurts, 23 of 37, 277 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. There's so many flaws about this team, which I guarantee you within the next 2 to 3 weeks, the Eagles will be getting exposed by somebody. I don't know who, but somebody. Then you got the final game of the week, the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Los Angeles Rams. The Bengals finally got a win. They finally got a win. Joe Burrow, he played alright. Not the best, but alright. 26 of 49, 259 yards, and an interception. Jamar Chase finally went off for 12 receptions for 141 yards. You got Matthew Stafford going 18 of 33, 269 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And they held Puka Nacua in check for 5 receptions for 72 yards after what he did the first 2 weeks between the Seahawks and the Niners. Cincinnati, they offense needs to stay consistent, and still they are on high alert about Joe Burrow's calf strain. So hopefully he stays healthy and nothing goes wrong with his calf, and they should like just try not to rush him. Like sometimes, no matter who the opponent is, you should like give him a game off or something like that, just to have an extra advantage, because you always want them at their best, especially come January. So I mean, hopefully y'all do that. And that has been the week 3 recap. Y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your neighbors about it, tell your mamas about it, tell everybody about it. And I will catch y'all, and I promise you, I will catch y'all with a week 4 prediction. I promise y'all that. Well, sayonara, Jana. I have a video from my friend NT Reggie on how he felt about the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys comparison when it came to the New York Giants and pretty much this overall week. I want y'all to take a look at this. Love you, Reggie.
Y'all fucking 3-3 in the Giants, nigga. We beating them 40-0. You a bitch, nigga. We beat these niggas 40-0, nigga. Fucking San Fran, nigga. Are you serious, nigga? I fucking told you we was better than y'all, nigga. Put this shit on your YouTube, nigga. Put this shit on your nigga. You better make a fucking video about 3-3 with the fucking Giants, nigga. How y'all the best team and y'all fucking 3-3 in the Giants, nigga. We beating them 40-0.
How about them Cowboys?